If you feel strangely lost after therapy, not unwell, not broken, this is why. And, more importantly, what to do next. Therapy is excellent at doing one thing, helping you heal what hurt, things that are related to trauma, things that try to make sense of what doesn't make sense, trying to gain clarity and understanding of what feels cloudy and misleading. But healing and direction are not the same outcome. Most people leave therapy thinking something's wrong because they're not all of a sudden fulfilled, because the wounds are healed and things feel better inside, but once you step outside of that room or once you close the laptop and you're in the real world, everything's still the same. Your friends still talk to you the same, your family still talks to you the same, the work environment's the same, so no wonder that interferes with how you feel inside. And nothing's wrong with that, you were just never shown that next phase. It's as if you stopped bleeding and patched up all those wounds, but now you've got this map with no direction of where to go. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Kanchefu, and here we talk about personal development, more specifically what happens after therapy. Today we're discussing that gap that nobody prepares you for. Let us begin. Phase 1 is all about healing, and as I mentioned earlier, this is where therapy excels. Therapy is based on understanding what events and experiences have happened before. Things that have happened in your family, things that happened with friends, things that happened inside, whether that's mentally, whether that's emotionally. And what effect has that had today? Do you feel it's had an effect, or do you feel like it hasn't? Do you feel like that one experience has changed everything, or just a part of life? And where did that perspective come from? Where did you first hear of that way of thinking? And why is that the way you've chosen to be today? That's where therapy lies. That's where its strength comes from. Processing trauma, understanding those patterns, and reducing those symptoms of fear, of overthinking, of overworrying, of constant uncertainty within every decision, every action that you take is very necessary. And it really covers that foundational level of who we are, but it's incomplete. So let's move into phase number 2, stabilize. Now this is the phase that's usually skipped. We're trying to understand and gather the things that we've learned about ourselves from years of going through it mentally, years of facing it physically, emotionally, and spiritually. We're trying to stabilize who we are, maintain what is happening, and this new way of being. You can align that to a daily structure, routine, habits that you do, things that you realize you're doing or you don't know you're doing. It's understanding that emotional regulation without that constant introspection, that constant judgment, that constant lack of self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, the opposite of showcasing to yourself and to others what you're really capable of if you were you. It makes me think it's like learning to hold yourself. It's learning to be comfortable with yourself. It's learning to be okay with who you are at your core. Not what you've been through, not what you're going to achieve, but who you are now. Stabilize. Not inspired, not even transformed, just steady and at peace. And that could be quite boring. That could feel like a place that's not going to do much in return, right? So that's why I introduced phase 3, build. This is the identity work. This is that, okay, that's my past. I'm in this weird navigating space currently, but I want to create something of myself. I want to develop this person. I want to see what I can do now. I want to achieve something, be somewhere, make something happen and not be tied down to what once was. You begin to think about your values. You begin to think about your standards. You begin to think about yourself on that deeper level. Maybe it's even those rules you follow when no one's watching. It makes me think, right, the direction, it doesn't come by insight. The direction comes by decisions repeated. You do this and it results in this. You speak positively to yourself. You feel better about yourself. You constantly batter yourself down, hate on what you do, the words you say, the actions that you make. So you're going to continue to hate yourself. You're going to continue to neglect who and what you are, or who you're trying to become, the building aspect. I've seen this before, these 3 phases where you're functioning. You're going to work, you're going to university, high school, whatever it may be. You socialize, you're with friends, you're with family, you're with your partner. So you're not falling apart, you're not in deep crisis, but it feels as if you're not there with yourself. You're not connected to who you are. And it's not a relapse or wrongdoing, but much rather lack of direction. Functioning, getting by, is not living. It's an act. It's a coping mechanism. It's what has worked. But is that what you need to continue moving forward? So I'll say this week, don't make things complicated for yourself. Let's take one step and make it easy. Choose one identity rule about yourself. One way you're going to identify who you are and be strong in that. That could be as simple as I don't negotiate my morning. That time is dedicated time for you to slow down, to have time for yourself, to make intentional choices of the time you wake up, of the first thing you eat, of the first action you do, of the first thought you think. That could be as simple as keeping the promises you make to yourself. I'm going to go for a walk today. Do it. 5-minute walk around your block. Or that could be as simple as I don't scroll before I move my body. When you wake up, of course, you got your alarm on your phone, or you got a physical alarm. Being intentional around the things that you would just normally do, the habits that you usually follow, as we said, whether you realize it or not. Because it's those rules that create your identity. And that identity is what creates your direction. That's why we're here today. Now, if this spoke to you, comment down the word reset and I'll send you your identity rebuild scorecard. Essentially an opportunity to ask yourself about who you are. That's actually one of the questions. Who are you truly? I'm curious to know, what's one area of your life that feels out of control right now? That's where the rebuilding begins. My name's Kanchefu. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to press subscribe or watch another video here where you can continue to grow and evolve who you are. Thank you for joining today's discussion. Share this with your friends or family members you think need to hear this. My name is Kanchefu once more. Have a good day, morning, night or evening, for wherever you're in the world watching this. And I'll see you next week for our next discussion.